Hello and welcome to another episode of UFO Video Addicts. Let me give you a quick preview of what I got coming up in this video. The first is some weird lights over Sao Paulo, Brazil. Second is this video of Boyd Bushman, this guy who apparently worked for a bunch of top secret agencies, and before he died he spilled a lot of beans. This here is a video taken of another like armada or squadron or a bunch of UFOs leaving Earth. This is from May 2020. I've done maybe 2 or 3 videos about this. This here, 5,000-year-old Aboriginal cave painting of the Wandjina, known as the sky beings. I mean, look at these creatures, and you know, this same look, these same creatures, people, whatever you want to call them, goes back thousands of years, and you know, it's just not in just this cave either. This is a very interesting video article about GM surprises with Cadillac, a virtual takeoff and landing vehicle as taxis. Got a little video here we'll take a look at. Also have this video about this this rock, this weird shaped rock, Masuda no Iwafuni in Japan. Here's a interesting article about some soldiers searching for D.B. Cooper's money in the woods, and they get punched by a Bigfoot. And last is this article here about Billy Myers and his UFO photographs. And yeah, I just want to make a comment on how a lot of times, you know, whoever, I don't know who it is, but they will purposely inject fake photos along with authentic photos in order to just discredit, you know, a person or a whole collection of photos. And I think with someone like Billy Myers, I think that's what happened to him, because there's some of his photographs are obvious fakes. And you know, and again, I've never heard him, you know, claim that they were his photos, but other people have claimed that these are his photos, and they're not. They aren't his photos. But yeah, we'll take a look at that, and I'll talk about that. And you know, before I get started with these videos, I just want to say something. I've been really wrestling with whether or not to say something, but because yeah, I don't want to make this my channel about politics, but I've studied history, and I know the path that we may be going down always ends. So I feel like if I don't say something, if I have an opportunity to speak out to some people, then yeah, I don't feel like I'm expressing the truth, you know. But yeah, so real quick, this whole notion of silencing a political leader, you know, when a couple of really, really rich guys can silence a political leader, it never ever ends well. And again, just look at history, okay? And I you know, I don't care what side of the political aisle you fall on, because they're going to start off silencing the people you disagree with, and that always then leads to them starting to silence the people you agree with. And after they get done with that, it inevitably leads to them silencing you when you don't agree with them. So yeah, I just want to say that we really need to be wary of this path that we're going down, because like I said, it doesn't matter which side of the political aisle you fall on. It never ends well for us. But anyways, let me go to this first video here. This is a weird, bright UFO shape-shifting caught over Sao Paulo, Brazil. Let me go full screen on this. We take a look at this. Now, I would have to imagine that whoever's filming this knows what, or yeah, knows what planes look like. So I'm assuming the reason why they're filming this is because they're not planes. Like, yeah, because again, I live near a airport and I see planes taking off and landing all the time. So if I see something in the sky, I'm not going to automatically take my phone out and start taping it. Yeah, that's not a plane. Very interesting. I will leave a link in the description. Let's go on to this video here. Yeah, now this is about Boyd Bushman. This is a scientist who, before he died, he admitted or revealed that he had personally worked with aliens. Let's give this a quick listen here.
Making it the ultimate test that all life on Earth, including humans, is of extraterrestrial origin. But this type of discovery has also given way to endless conspiracy theories, which directly point to the main governments of our planet to hide evidence and even to be cooperating with advanced extraterrestrial civilizations. And when everything seemed to be part of the imagination of some conspiracies and ufologists. Now the scientific community is once again marked by public opinion, this time by the surprising statements of an aerospace scientist before his death. Boyd Bushman, who died on August 7, 2014, recorded a video of just over 30 minutes where he showed evidence that UFOs and aliens exist. In addition to claiming that even he has had conversations with them, definitive evidence of the existence of extraterrestrial beings on Earth. Boyd Bushman was born in Globe, Arizona in 1936 and died on August 7, 2014. In Tucson, Arizona, Bushman was considered one of the great engineers at Lockheed Martin, a multinational company in the aerospace industry. I dedicate more than 40 years to aerospace research, awarded for several patents. In addition to working for Hughes Aircraft, General Dynamics, or Texas Instruments. According to his biography, Bushman was a manager of various aerospace programs and a scientist at Lockheed Martin Aeronautics Company from 1986 to 2000, where he remained a consultant after retiring. But it is not because of his impressive career as a scientist that he has made headlines again in the mainstream media around the world. Bushman passed away on August 7th, but shortly before his death. He offered an incredible interview that was posted on YouTube earlier this month and already has more than 1.5 million views.
Well, anyways, yeah, the interview he does, he shows this photo, and a lot of people have claimed that this is a toy. Well, guess what? I looked it up. I researched it. I looked for an SKU for an alien creature. For a little while, I remember I had access to inventory, and I could research any inventory. And I remember specifically looking for this alien doll. I looked at Walmart, Costco. I went through the inventories of all these different department stores. I did not find. I found I didn't find anything. Well, some people have claimed that there is a doll. I have looked. I couldn't find it. If someone else can do more research, it's definitely a possibility. Again, I'm about changing my mind. I'll hold a belief until someone can present me something that then enables me to change my mind. But I looked for this doll, or they claimed it was a doll. I looked, I could not find anything. But someone else may have access to different inventory than I had access to. So far, I couldn't find anything. But anyways, I'll leave a link to this video in the description. This is another one of these videos taken from the, I think this is taken from the International Space Station. Let me turn this down, but it shows this armada of, apparently they claim that it's they're UFOs leaving Earth. right? I mean, I hardly doubt those are ice particles or satellites. I don't think these are satellites. And this is what maybe the third or fourth video that I have posted about fleets or armadas of ships leaving planet Earth or entering planet Earth's atmosphere. So, whatever this is something that happens on a regular basis in our atmosphere. And this may be in the infrared. Who knows? But look, we're lied to all the time, folks. Like, again, we can't quit denying that there's things going on around our planet, inside of our planet, that people in the government do know of, and they're specifically withholding it from us. Yes, and this notion that the government doesn't know, yeah, I'm sure, because of the way our government works, everything is compartmentalized, and when you get up, to the top secret levels, it's all about a need to know basis. But yeah, you would have to be very, very naive to believe that there aren't people at the highest levels of our government who are completely aware of everything that's going on. I mean, when these UFOs started shutting down our nuclear reactors and our nuclear warheads, you better damn well believe that the individuals at the highest levels of government were concerned. Let me go on to this next link here. This is an article, a 5,000-year-old Aboriginal cave painting of the Wandjina, known as the sky beings. So, if these were the advanced races, I believe these were the people that must have come down and taught our early ancestors agriculture and all the other things they needed to learn to survive. The facts. 5,000-year-old cave art from Australia depicts strange beings that resemble what many perceive to represent the modern-day great alien. These beings were known as Wandjina, cloud spirits, and sky beings. Reflect on. Ancient cave art depicting peculiar beings has been found all over the world, dating back thousands of years. Perhaps these beings weren't really mythical. Here's something that I thought about these beings. Like this says, that these images are found all over the world in cave paintings, which would, logic would dictate that these gray alien beings showed up all over the world. Again, they showed up, right? How would you imagine they showed up? You think they showed up in like a covered wagon? You think they showed up on horseback? No, they most likely showed up in UFOs, in anti-gravity crafts. But even back then, and again, and if they were showing up back then in these anti-gravity crafts, I am of the belief that they were coming out of the oceans back then too, because they probably lived in the oceans back then, and they watched as the surface monkeys progressed slowly, as we got to where we are now. But yeah, these guys have been playing a role in our development for as long as we've been here. That's for sure. But anyways, let me go on to this next article here. GM surprises with Cadillac eVTOL air taxis at CES 2021. More of a personal aircraft or drone than a flying car, GM plans to leverage its on-road EV technologies to get airborne. But anyways, let's just take a look at this video here.
GM unveiled its first aero mobility concept, a Cadillac vertical takeoff and landing drone. While it's only shown in renders right now, this single-seat air taxi is designed to showcase a world where personal air travel is a possibility, one where you can soar above traffic and congestion, hop from one rooftop to another to attend important business meetings. This Cadillac concept features a 90 kilowatt-hour battery pack that powers 4 individual rotors, and this arrangement supposedly gives the vehicle a top speed of 90 kilometers per hour, which is about 56 miles per hour. A range isn't mentioned, but you're probably going to want to make sure the battery is fully charged before taking off. Naturally, air-to-air and air-to-ground communications are included. Cadillac.
You know, I really think that the reason why this whole UFO disclosure is ramping up is because we're going to be in the skies, and we've seen all those videos of those high-speed UFOs, and we've also seen a ton of videos of UFOs that fly around in the infrared, which means they're out there all the time. And if we're flying around out there, there's a possibility that if we're not aware of them, that we're going to start running into them, or they're going to start running into us. So I think, you know, in any of the safety mechanisms, you know, that these vehicles create, they're going to have to be aware of any objects that are around them for safety reasons. So maybe that's the reason why this is all ramping up, because because people in our government are quite aware that there are these beings and crafts all around us all the time, even though we may not be able to see them with our eyes, right? We have devices that can detect them, and they know that they're around. They're just not telling us, obviously. Anyways, let me go on to this next video here. Oh yeah, let me just play this here so you hear what this is about first before you hear my thoughts on it.
Carved stones is the Masuda no Iwafune. The stone carving which stands near the top of a hill in Asuka is 11 meters in length, 8 meters in width, 4.7 meters in height, and weighs about 800 tons.
800 tons.
The top has been completely flattened, and there are two 1 meter square holes carved into it, and a ridge line that is parallel to both holes. In the region in which Masuda no Iwafune is found, there are many Buddhist temples and shrines that may suggest the carving was made by Buddhists, perhaps for some kind of religious or ceremonial purpose. However, Masuda no Iwafune doesn't resemble the style or construction of any other Buddhist monument. Another suggestion comes from the name of the rock itself, which translates to the rock ship of Masuda. It has been suggested that the stone was carved in commemoration of the building of Masuda Lake, which was once located nearby. Another popular theory is that it was used as an astronomical observation point. Some historians believe that the rock is just the remains of a tomb that was designed for members of the royal family.
No, this was not a tomb. Here's my thinking about something like this. I mean, we know that wood, with the passage of enough time and under the right conditions, will turn into rock. Well, if wood, right, something that's organic, something that's living, can become an inorganic rock, is it possible that a metal alloy with enough time and under the right conditions could also turn into rock? Right? I mean, if wood can turn into rock, why wouldn't it be possible for a metal alloy with enough passage of time to turn into rock? So is it possible that this particular piece, and like many other rocks that have been found that have these weird particular geometric shapes, is it possible that this is like a remnant of a crashed UFO that has been here for millions of years? You know, let's say some UFO, right, crashed here 4 million years ago, and it was made of some particular alloy. And after 4 million years of time, that alloy becomes rock in the same way that wood becomes rock. Anyways, that's just my 2 cents. I'll leave this link in the description. You can check it out. Let's see. Let me go to this article here. Soldiers searching for D.B. Cooper punched by Bigfoot. Yeah, you know, this is very hard for me to read. My eyes aren't good enough to read, but I think there's a video. No, yeah, this video is just about D.B. Cooper. But yeah, this article gets into these soldiers, you know, who went looking for that D.B. Cooper money, and then ended up encountering a Bigfoot. But yeah, this I can't. My eyes aren't good enough to really read this right now. But I'll leave a link so you can check it out. Let me go to this last article here. Yeah, I want to talk about this one here. NASA engineer claimed Billy Meyer 1976 UFO photographs are real and endorsed their authenticity. Billy Meyer is probably the most famous alien contactee. He claimed to have been in regular contact with aliens whom he calls the Pleiadians from the Pleiades star cluster, Seven Sisters or M45, since 1942. Billy got media attention only in the 1980s after he stated that he had taken a series of UFO photographs in the late 1970s. Yeah, now remember, this guy was a one-armed photographer. Now let me play this. Let's see, is it? Yeah, now I think these are definitely real. But no, you know what? Let me play this video here about, and as an example of how I think this is where, you know, like cult thinking comes into play. Yeah, let me just play this here. Now that right there, okay, I think the other image, those other images are real, but this is not real. Come on. Can anyone really look at this again? And you know what? As a photographer, I can see that this is something that's just, this is a wide angle lens, and this is just close to the lens. But this is not real. That's not real. Right, but then you got guys like him who, you know, they become cultish, and anything attributed to Billy Meyer has to be real. Again, I believe that these other images, let's see, these images here are real. I believe that Billy Meyer was in contact with these Pleiadians, and I think he took those photos. But I also believe that someone then inserted this into his collection and attributed this to Billy Meyer in order to discredit his other stuff. But this is not real. You know, so I found this just to remind people it is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. And also to be able to, you know, to think critically. If you show me 10 things, I can point, you know, I don't have to look at all 10 of them as one group. You know, I can look at each individual object and say, okay, those 8 are real and these 2 are fake. You know, but yeah, and even if you attribute, like, let's say you attribute 10 photographs to Billy Meyer, right? I will point out the few that I think are fake, that are obvious fakes. And again, I've learned that that's the way counterintelligence works. There are people, that's what their job is. I mean, we know about, you know, I mean, people that follow the UFO community, I'm sure everyone knows about Richard Doty. That's what his job was. His task was to muddy the waters, and he did it with Linda Moulton Howe when she questioned him. And again, he's even come out and admitted that that's what he did, that's what he was paid to do. So we know that our government tries to discredit people who have valid, credible evidence. And I think that's what happened to Billy Meyer. And then again, there are some people who just become part of a cult, and you know, if a fake photo is attributed to Billy Meyer, they will defend Billy Meyer, or they'll defend that photograph because it was attributed to Billy Meyer, as opposed to, you know, criticizing or critiquing that one individual photograph and saying, no, I don't think Billy Meyer, you know, took that photograph, or you're going to have to show me a video or, you know, some hard evidence where Billy Meyer is specifically holding up that particular image. But yeah, this here is attributed to Billy Meyer, but I don't think Billy Meyer took this photograph. I think someone who was trying to discredit Billy Meyer, inserted this photograph in with the rest of his photos. But anyways, that is going to be it for this video. Kind of heavy video, and was, yeah, like I said, it's the reason why this video is coming out so late. I was really wrestling with whether or not to say anything about the path that I see this country going down in. I just can't watch that happen without saying something. So anyways, people, be vigilant. Keep your eyes to the sky. That is going to be it for this video. Give this video a thumbs up. Please share this video. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I'll have more things like this. Take care.